I get so angry about it. Let me just start this over with. This is going to be a rant video. Total fucking rant.
Use your aggressive feelings, boy.
I hate to the depths of my soul.
Let the hate flow through you.
Bad math memes. So to give you some background on why I hate bad math memes, let me tell you a little bit about where I'm coming from in terms of mathematics. I started school in West Virginia, usually the 50th state of the union in terms of education. I had nothing but bad teachers, and with exception of one, Mrs. Russell. She was a science teacher for 7th grade, maybe. And she got me into birding, and that has followed me to this day. But the rest were terrible, just terrible. I remember first time I sat foot in algebra test. I mean, I was eager for these subjects. You know, I was a tremendous nerd. You know, I wanted to learn all these things. I mean, at this point in time, you know, my room at home was set up as a lab. I mean, I had all sorts of biology experiments going on. I had like 5 aquariums, had a telescope. I had radios set up to listen to everything I could find coming out of Europe. I even had one tuned to Russia. So I was a bit of a nerd. I mean, ham radio, the whole 9 yards. I had a chemistry set, absolutely melted part of my curtains one time. Grandmother was not happy. She was not pleased because she handmade the curtains. So I was looking, I was just craving. I couldn't wait to start in math. But, you know, and a lot of things I could figure out on myself. But math is one of those things you really have to have someone to at least show you what all the squiggles mean. And I remember going into Algebra 1 and had a test, blew the test. I mean, it was like a 50 or something. It was horrible. I mean, I finally made it, you know, B or C by the end of the year, but it was a struggle. I remember, you know, my test score was so bad, my grandfather took me to a bookstore and got me one of these. You guys have seen these little things, little laminated sheets, tells you all there is to know about a specific subject. I mean, I love these things. I've got 3 binders full of this from everything. You know, every branch of science you can think of, molecular biology, every single math one I've got. So I brought one of these in and showed the teacher and saying, you know, do you think this will help? Well, this jackass replied, "What you need to do is pass the test." "50th in the nation." And West Virginians wonder why it's 50th in the nation. So that was the background from where I started, you know, in higher math, you know. And I remember I used to spend after school at Concord College, at the library there. It's in the same little town in Athens, West Virginia. And I remember in the library, at this point in time, there was a throne. There was a big throne. And there was a calculator. You know, it was I think it was some sort of a Texas Instrument calculator that didn't have an equal sign. I mean, it was a reverse Polish notation calculator, but I hadn't even conceived there was such thing as an RPN calculator before. And it was like it was on the arm of the throne in the library, and there was some high schmuckety schmuck that, you know, knew everything there was to know about math. I think he was a grad student that just came and he sat in the throne, right, and answered math questions at a certain period of time with his RPN calculator. I so wanted to be him. I was so gay for him. Oh my God. I mean, you know. So then, you know, years later, I get good teachers. I figure out how to get good teachers. I figure out how to work more on my own. You know, I mean, Jesus, I still got my calculus book here from college. I mean, it's just this is a little batch of books that just points out my nerddom in terms of solving for X. Then somebody went and invented social media. And the thing that really pisses me off the most, and it's not politics, and it's not religious memes, it's bad math memes. It just, they tick me off. Literally. Because the math memes are not meant to educate you. Math memes are not built or designed to help you have a better understanding of mathematics. Bad math memes are designed to make you feel stupid and to humiliate you. And they are one of the most useless things humans has ever invented. If I were you, every time you saw a bad math meme, I would report it. I would just report it because there's no educational value there. It is just nothing but bullying. That's all it is. To me. I mean, it just, I know I'm irrationally angry about that. So now there are some math memes, and they're kind of funny. I mean, because everybody gets it because it's a good math meme because it's a joke. It's like, here's one. Thanos. I will wipe out half of the universe. Then you got a guy, well, what if the population's an odd number? Just, how do you solve for the extra person? Thanos. And here's another good one. And this one I love. The pizza is basically a real-time pie chart on how much pizza is left. I mean, that's spot on. That's a good math meme because it's funny. You don't have to count the number of birds and add your birthday, then subtract, I don't know, the speed of a falling rock on Mars. And, only 80% of people's going to get it. And if you don't answer this question from Harvard, you won't get in. I mean, it's just bullshit. Let's go through some offenders. Let's just do that, right? Okay, here we go. I mean, I got a whole folder on my desktop. I've been dragging these things over for about a year. I've been wanting to do this rant video for some time, so let's just look at these. I need an answer, please. Which one is 2024? Now this one is aimed and designed just to start fights in social media, in Facebook groups, and on forums, etc. Because it's a word problem, and like most bad math memes, you do not have they don't give you any of the assumptions. Are they referring to the English translation of numbers? Is it the number numerical 2 and then a numeric 0 and then a numeric 2 and a numeric 4? Are they asking for the number of those numbers? Are there 2 zeros or are there 2 4s? I mean, it is nothing but stupidity. It is not meant to be solved, and that makes it a bad math meme. You're in these things, you are never given enough information to actually solve the problem. And there is no right answer because the question is absolutely absurd. And it's kind of like, well, when did you stop beating your wife? It's just absolutely absurd. Now this one is, you see these a lot with, different objects. This one's got, light bulbs and a tiger and Spider-Man. And essentially, these aren't that abusive, I don't think. I mean, yeah, they're kind of cute. It's got Spider-Man, so, I mean, you Marvel fans, you got something there. But, if you're wanting to solve these instead of, thinking in terms of light bulbs and tigers and Spider-Man, just assign each of those values a letter, like the light bulbs. 2L minus tiger T minus S for Spider-Man equals 0. And so just, attach numerical variables to all of those, X, Y, Z, and then you can figure it out a little bit better than trying to subtract the tiger from the light bulb, then subtract some Spider-Man, and you get -2. Yeah, so there's a lot of these, and these aren't that bad, but it's just not educational. And this is another one, only for brilliant. Only for brilliant. It's not even grammatically correct. I mean, if your bad math meme is not grammatically correct, I mean, if they can't even get the grammar right, ignore it. Ignore it. Pass it by. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let the black smoke out and breathing the white light when you see this crap. This is another one. No assumptions are given. The question is absolutely almost irrelevant because it's not really asking for an answer. It's asking for an argument. I mean, not an argument in a mathematical sense. It's asking for people just to bitch at each other. It is a bullying type of item. A couple went for a picnic. They have 5 sons, and each son has 3 sisters. Each sister has 1 baby. In total, how many people went to the picnic? So they give you all this extraneous information. There's 5 sons. Each son has 3 sisters. Each sister has 1 baby. How many people went to the picnic? Well, the answer is 2. A couple went for a picnic. And couple, at least these days, I'm not sure about the new math, a couple means 2. But see, they give you all this extraneous information trying to confuse you. And it's not really educative. You know, this is really, again, this is more of a literary problem. And not really establishing the question in terms of something that is realistic. They don't want you to figure out the numbers 2. They want to throw other shit at you so you can come up with some other number. And when people bitch at you in forums, you get humiliated. It just makes sense. Let's look at another one. I have 6 eggs. I broke 2. I fried 2. I ate 2. How many were left? 99% will fail. Again, you do not get enough information to form a proper assumption of the problem. First off, he says, I have 6 eggs. He has 6 eggs. Present tense. I broke 2. I fried 2. I eat 2. Broke and fried are both past tense. Then he eats 2. Right? That's what it says. So if you use English, right, the tenses of speech, you have to come out with the declarative statement of 4. The present tense, he has 6 eggs. Present tense, he ate 2. Present tense, he has 6 eggs. It's not like I have 6 eggs, I broke 2, I fried 2, I ate 2. 99% will fail. Well, shit, dude. You failed English. So you'll see all these arguments. Well, how many eggs? Did he have 6 eggs? Did he break 2? Did he fry 2? Did he eat 2? Are those pairs of 2s the ones did he fry the ones that he broke? Did he eat the ones he fried? Are these fresh eggs? Are they hard boiled? Are they bad? Did he fry them and then found out that they were unedible? There's a lot of minor assumptions, but the biggest one is present tense, I have 6 eggs. Past tense, I broke 2, I fried 2, but I still have 6 eggs. Then I eat 2. The reason so many people fail is because it's a bullshit question, and it's a bad math meme. Do not feel bad. Look, the purpose of the video is I want you to, if there's one takeaway from this video, is that when you see this bullshit, on Facebook and on Twitter and Tumblr. Do not let it make you feel bad, because they're designed to make you feel bad. Screw these guys. Whoever comes up with this bullshit, screw them. Here's another one I hate. 80% failed this simple test. Well, it's not a test, it's bullshit. That's what it is. For one, okay, so let's say right off the bat, 1 equals 11. No, 1 equals 1. And we're assuming this, okay, so this is another thing, that we're assuming this is base 11, maybe? I don't know. But it should be 1 equals x. 2 equals, 1 equals x. 2 equals y, and so forth. So what does 11 equal? Right? 11 equals x. So if 1 equals x, which is 11, right? And remember, both sides of an equation have to balance. Let me get this. Let's drill down on this. Both sides of an equation have to balance. Okay? So we have an equivalence here. The equal sign is in the middle, right? So we have the equivalence of 1 equals 11. Well, that's just bullshit right off the bat. Let's just, there's no assumption here that base 10 is in one column and base something else is in another column. Okay? So when you get down to the very last one, 11 equals what? Well, it would be it would be the first one. That would be the right choice in terms of logic. But even that's bad, because 1 does not equal 11, and 11 does not equal 1. 1 equals 1. 11 equals 11. So for this even to be remotely fucking decent, it would be 1 equals x. And so when you get down to the bottom, what does 11 equal? 11x. In this meme, 1 equals 11. It does not. 1 equals 1. 11 equals 11. 1 cannot equal 11. So what we have to do is 1 equals x. And throughout the whole list, every time we see 11, we have to substitute the 11 for x. And so we go down to the bottom of this stupid meme, and there we see 11. We have to replace that with x. So then x equals 1. Which you could have said right off the bat. Oh, and can you imagine what fucking Einstein would have said about all this? Gee, he would have just 9. And Einstein's first language was German, so he's not saying the number numerical 9. He's saying no! Let's continue. And they love using him some Einstein. They just do. Only for genius, and they got Einstein's picture out there, tongue hanging out. And then this is more or less a PEMDAS question. PEMDAS is the order of operations, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So here you just have to go through the PEMDAS steps, orders of operation. There's no parentheses, there's no exponents. So you do the multiplication first. You do the division. There's no division in this. Then you do the addition, boom, and then subtraction. But this is, and this would have been much better written. I mean, this is just a sample of a badly written equation. In a lot of these memes, they're just badly written equations. And they screw with your understanding of PEMDAS. They try to bend that. They try to, hopefully you've forgotten that lesson. That's what they want you to do. And so it'd have been a lot easier for this to put a parentheses around the 3 and the 6, 3x6, 3 times 6. But they didn't. So remember PEMDAS. PEMDAS. P-E-M-D-A-S, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, in that order. Okay? There's a link for a better PEMDAS explanation in the notes below. Here's one I love to hate. Apparently, interview questions at Harvard University are handwritten. I mean, Harvard University interview, 90% were eliminated. 7 men have 7 wives. Each man and each wife have 7 children. What's the total number of people? Again, a lot of assumptions are being left out. A lot of the facts that define this is left out. I mean, you have a grouping here in the second sentence. You have a grouping, each man and each wife have 7 children. So this leads me to believe that each man and each wife, they have 7 children each. So the couple would have 14. Because if they're asking how many children they have, there'd be like each couple have 7 children. But that's not what it says. It's not what it says. And 7 men have 7 wives. Okay. I mean, we're assuming all these are cis heterosexual relationships. 7 men have 7 wives. Oh, it kind of strains statistics a tad. I mean, there's not one gay person. I mean, you know, there's got to be at least one gay somebody in there, right? That's beside the point. I mean, each man and each wife have 7 children. I just, you know, you're not giving enough information to make this even close, a fair, shall we say, question. If this is what's hanging on your acceptance into Harvard University, that kind of means that the only people accepted into Harvard University are the people that just guessed correctly. There's really no right answer. They just guessed correctly. And what's the total number of people? So it all hinges on the second stage, the second question. Each man and each wife. And you notice, here's another thing that pisses me off about this, right? 7 men have 7 wives. The men have a gender title. The partners of the men are not even, they're not even referenced as fully human. It is assumed that they are subservient. They are the traditional 50s model wife. They're not women. They're not partners. They're just wives. And each man and each wife have 7 children. Which means that the only real human in the bunch is the men, not the wives. Did you notice? I mean, did you just see the disruptive gender reference here? I mean, are these wives? Are they men? Are they women? Are they something in between? I mean, we all know that sex is different than gender. Gender's in your head. And that's a whole other video for me to just ruin your day about. I'll have to start, and if I do that video, man, I'm going to have to start channeling my inner Palpatine, because I'm just going to have to let the anger flow. Okay, so getting back to the BS problem here. 7 men have 7 wives, each man, and each wife have 7 children. What's the total number of people? We can't answer because the question is so badly written, and there's so many assumptions that we're supposed to make, and and you can have different sets of assumptions, and each set of assumptions will be totally valid. So this is one of I hate this the most. I mean, this one is one of the memes. I mean, I just hate it the most. This one. If A times B equals AB, then 2 times 3 equals 23. If, comma, A times B equals AB, then 2 times 3 equals 23. I am saddened that my coffee today does not have Bailey's Irish Cream in it. And they assume, if you understand the incorrectness of this, that you have a mega mind and your mind size is huge. 2 times 3 is 6. It is not 23. It is not 23. 2 and 3 are numbers. A and B are variables. Now I said A times B equals 6. Then 2 times 3 equals A times B. But no, they said 2 times 3 equals 23. And again, this is just something to confuse you, make you feel bad about yourself. And the way the human brain works, all right, let's just go through this. The way the human brain works is you shun away from things that make you feel inadequate, unsafe, or vulnerable. You shy away from those things. You get far away from those things as you can. And so these kind of grotesque things that you find on Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr make you subconsciously want to learn less and less and less about mathematics. Mathematics is really but simple. I would say most of us, at least here living in America, have horrible and have had horrible math teachers. Don't let those guys tell you what to do. Don't let those guys give you bad feelings for yourself. Don't let the bastards get you down. Here's another one. It doesn't give you all of the assumptions, so you just try to wringle and wiggle and woggle yourself out of what the answer is. Can you solve this stolen money riddle? A man steals a $100 bill from a store's register. Then he buys $70 worth of goods at the store using the $100 bill and gets $30 in change. How much did the store lose? Well, the man stole $100. Then he exchanged the $100 bill for $70 worth of goods and $30 more in cash. So essentially he stole $100. But, I mean, he goes in, steals $100, right? So the store is out that $100. But then they get that $100 back, making the money stolen zero. It nulls it out. Then the next step is, then the store owner gives away $70 in goods plus $30 in cash. So it's $100. So it's plus $100 for the thief. Then it's minus $100 to the thief, which means this thief gets zero. Then the thief gets 70 plus in his column, and then another 30 in his column. So rationally, you would say that the store gets lost 100. But here's the thing, and this is a minor one. Okay, this is kind of a minor thing. The guy got the goods for retail, not wholesale. Right? And this is an assumption that's really kind of missing. How much did the store lose? Well, the store lost the $30. Definitely the $30. And he lost the wholesale value of the $70 worth of goods. The $70 worth of goods is the retail value, but the store lost the wholesale value, plus whatever labor and whatever was associated in stocking it and ordering it and whatnot. But they didn't lose the 70 because they had never taken that money in to begin with. It was still on the shelf. It was unsold goods. So we don't even know what the wholesale value of the $70 worth of retail value was. So how much did the store lose? Well, they lost the wholesale value of the goods that the thief got and the $30. So we're not giving all of the facts, the assumptions for this problem. And most people don't know that they aren't giving all the facts. Again, These are meant to humiliate you, to screw with your head, and to make you hate math more, which means you'll learn less of math. And so again, every time you see one of these things, just report it. Just report it. Make the administrators of these Facebook groups start deleting this shit because it's terrible. Report every damn one of them. I know it's a pain in the ass. I know it's a pain in the ass. But I'm so shit sick of seeing these things online. It is bullying, and God almighty, we don't need more stupid people in the world. We need smart people. We need to take the people we've got and make them smart. We need to educate them. Education solves damn near every problem we have as a human society. We've got to stop this crap. I mean, I know I'm on my high horse here. I know it, right? But come on. This is similar to another one I've already bitched about. X equals X plus 1. Solve for X. You know, if I had a pre-roll, I'd hit that blunt so hard right now. X, the value of X will always be X, right? It is not X plus something of itself. It's not X plus 1. It's not itself plus something else. At least not in Algebra 1. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if X equaled X in italics plus 1. Give me a different value of X. Different state of X. Maybe the X in italics could have been a X represented in a different quantum state. That could have been. But how many people are thinking about different quantum states on Facebook? Really? How many people's doing that on any given day? Oh my God! So friends, let me end with this one. An orchestra of 120 players takes 40 minutes to play Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. How long would it take for 60 players to play the symphony? Let P be the numbers of players and T the time playing. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. And this one makes me feel good because I'm not the only one, apparently, that hates bad math memes. It seems like there's somebody else that hates them just as much as I do, and they make memes about bad math memes. And whoever came up with this, whichever one of you came up with this, you're doing God's work. I mean, because this is cathartic. It makes me feel better. It tamps down my inner Palpatine. I know there's bigger problems humanity that we're facing than bad math memes. I know there's racism and there's bigotry and there's homophobia and there's transphobia. And the planet is on fire and we're, and I know the snow caps are quickly disappearing, if not gone in a lot of places. I know the glaciers, they're going to be a thing of the past soon. But mathematics is the foundation of everything. Mathematics is the base code of the universe. And if we don't have a basic understanding of mathematics, everybody, humans and everybody, we cannot solve the problems of all of this. There's one of my favorite quotes is, anything that's incompatible with mathematics is impossible. Let me say it again. Anything that's incompatible with mathematics is impossible. And even racism, bigotry, homophobia, all those things can be solved by people having a better understanding of mathematics. I kind of think, and this is something you can argue with me on. This is not a bad math meme, but I think people have a better understanding of mathematics, tend to be better educated, and we all know better educated people have less bigotry and hate in their hearts. And I'm not saying that mathematics is a direct solution to bigotry, homophobia, transphobia, etc., etc., etc. But it goes a long way to understanding the unknown. And hate is the literal fear of an imagined unknown. So let's stop with the bad math memes. Let's put up good ones. Let's start making good ones. I challenge you guys to go make up a math meme, a good one, not a bad one, and post it. Just post it. Here's an example of a good math meme. You have a chicken. It lays 1 egg a day. What do you have? What's the answer? Breakfast. Did you see what I did there? Look, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, please subscribe. And all you guys over in the Patreon channel, I want to thank you graciously. You know, you are allowing me to do this, stand up and just, yell about things. I really do appreciate every one of you. So until next time, I'll be your lab partner. Take care. Bye-bye.